is important?
Yeah.
Who does
Right?
that?
Yes.
Why?
Because math helping us. I think math is future lesson.
Also, maths can help us by building some houses or
In architecture. Okay.
Math is the main lesson, I think.
Main subject. Okay, good.
First off, I'm going to show how to use math in everyday life. First, calculating. Basic math helps because you don't need to carry around a calculator because you do all the calculations by forest terminals. Knowing basic math also helps you count how much money you have to pay for forest terminals and whether the restaurant has charged you correctly for your meal. Traveling. Counting the distance from point A to point B and counting how much time it will take to arrive there is a regular reason to use math. Cooking. Knowing basic math also helps you double or half the recipe to serve the amount of people for the recipe is created.
Okay, girls, this is your future. Your future math, yes, in cooking. Okay.
Shopping. Math also helps you in shopping, so you can count how much money you have to pay to buy something, and you should also remember to add the tax to the cost. Now I'm going to show the use of math in sciences. Physics. Physics were created to show the relationship between physical objects, so it's really obvious how important math is in chemistry. Math is important in chemistry. Without math, chemistry will be a very difficult science.
Why so?
Because there is so much math in chemistry that it's hard to show it in one sentence. So if you want to learn more about chemistry, be sure to use another one. Biology. Biology isn't usually a science where you will use math, but there is mathematical biology which is created to show relationships. There is mathematical biology which shows how math is used in biology. Math is important in anatomy, so you can count how much bones a human has, and the length of those bones, and archaeology. Math is important in archaeology. One example is radiocarbon dating. Radiocarbon dating is used to find out the age of an object containing organic material or using the properties of radiocarbon, a radioactive physical of carbon. And geography. Math is important in geography to count the length of the coastline of a country, continent, and the distance from one place to another, and other things. Economics. Math is all about economics are all about math. From basic math to differential equations, almost everything that is math is used in economics. Astronomy. Math is also used in astronomy. One of the examples is when you look at an object in the sky by using a telescope. The camera attached to this telescope shows you a series of numbers. Some mean the brightness of the light, and some mean the type of the light, and etc. Now I'm going to show you the use of math in engineering and technology. Differential equations are used very widely in science, technology, and engineering. Architecture. Math is important in architecture.
Okay, as we mentioned before, yes? In architecture, math is also important.
So you can count the size of the room that you are about to build, the length of the building, and etc. Agriculture and farming. Mathematics are important in agriculture as well. Farmers must determine the crop yield by testing the square footage of the plot available. This helps determine the crop yield in relation to the size of land available. Aeronautical engineering is really obvious why mathematics are important in aeronautical engineering. The weather checking, stresses, strains, harmony in the computer, aeronautical engineering, and astronautics are all about math. So if you want to build a plane, a spaceship, or a space station, you need to use a lot of math and calculations. Without math, gadgets simply won't exist. It's very difficult to make a gadget, and while making it, you need to use math, programming or building. Conclusion: I present the use of math in everyday life, science, engineering, and technology. You may not even use math every week, every day, every hour. If math didn't exist, so would all the buildings around us, all the gadgets, and sciences.
Okay. So, Yelkhan, the auditorium, they have some questions for you. Yeah? Okay, Nishani?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, because your presentation was very interesting and intriguing as well, because I wasn't sure about maths being used in agriculture and farming, which that also you have pointed out. I just was curious to know what made you get this presentation, like what made you interested in having a presentation like this?
I like math, so I decided to make this presentation.
Okay, and what's your ambition in life? What do you want to become?
I don't know. I might think about that in the future.
Okay, and one more question. If suppose a child is weak in math, how can you, what steps would you tell to improve, like in math? Like what would you say to improve in math? What can a child do?
You should try not to lose motivation. Motivation is very important in math, sciences, and many other things. You should also actually think a lot. Mathematics is not an easy. Mathematics are not easy, so you need to think a lot.
What kind of maths you liked from this presentation?
I really like almost every type of math or science.
You don't have any favorite, like aeronautics or something?
What was very interesting?
Well, almost everything is my favorite. What?
What was very interesting in this presentation?
The most interesting.
I think the most interesting part was trying to find the source for the information in this presentation.
Yelkhan, I have a question. How much time does it take to make the presentation, maybe to search for literature, references, in order to prepare the presentation?
If you work non-stop, it will probably take almost a day of work. But if you work with breaks, it might take 2 or 3 days.
As before you showed me your presentation, there was a file, like a slide, when you asked your father, yes, about some kind of his experience or something. What was it about?
So I actually asked my father a lot of things. For example, I didn't find the information about radiocarbon dating on the internet. My father told me about it.
So you spoke about motivation. Is there somebody who motivates you, or do you have a figure or somebody who motivates you regularly?
Actually, I don't know. I usually just motivate myself.
Okay, what about your parents, your mother and father? I'm sure they motivate you.
What?
Your father motivates you?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, inspires you and helps you? Yes, good.
I have a question. What's the connection, the math with languages, especially with English language? What's the connection?
It's pretty hard to find a connection between math and a language, but if you think about it, you can actually find a lot of connections. For example, you can count the amount of words in the English dictionary. It might take a lot, but It might take a lot of time, but it is actually pretty interesting to do that.
That's you think.
Yeah, I think it is a pretty good connection.
Thank you.
And can you tell us the literature or other references you use in order to prepare?
There is an entire slide that shows the references. The websites where I found information for this presentation.
Okay, and Han has a great experience in his life. How did he learn this language? Can you tell some words about your experience, how to learn yourself?
The way I
You
learned
can share.
English is I didn't even try to learn it. The internet told me a lot. I didn't do any lessons or things like that. I just searched the internet, talked with English people, and my English improved from time to time.
And what about the game?
I actually learned the English from a game called Roblox. There are a lot of English people there, and the website itself is actually American. I also watched a lot of videos on YouTube.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
So,
Very beautiful.
any other questions? No? Okay, thank you, Han. Thank you.